Principles in the use of letters B, U, and V in early modern English typography. I have been reading a medical book by one late surgeon Thomas Gale. I was wondering the following mix-up of letters U, V, and B. This states, to have the cure of. Letter U is used in the word have. Letter U is also used in the word cure as in modern English. In the following word letter B is used to indicate V as in venomous. The second word in the next one took me a while to clarify. Apparently it states the usual gunpowder. I understand that U was used to indicate W as in modern English, powder. I just don't get a hold of the logic of using B to indicate the pronunciation of letter U. Is there a freely accessible online resource in which this logic would be explained? Or did not the printer run out of types, or is this purely random?
V and U were regarded as the same letter from antiquity until well after this time. Some texts used only one form, some used both forms, but the choice was often either arbitrary, or based on something other than the sound, such as aesthetic reasons. The letter you have identified as B is not B, it is V. It appears that in that text, the form with the ascender is used word initially.
During the late Middle Ages, two forms of AV are developed, which were both used for its ancestor AU and modern AV. The pointed form AVA was written at the beginning of a word, while a rounded form AUA was used in the middle or end, regardless of sound. So whereas AVLA and AXQA appeared as in modern printing, HAVA and APONA were printed AHAA and AVPON. The first distinction between the letters AUA and AVA is recorded in a Gothic alphabet from 1386, where AVA preceded AU. Printers eschewed capital AUA into the 17th century, and the distinction between the two letters was not fully accepted by the French Academy until 1762. Even today, jewelry brand BVLGRI uses AUA and AVA interchangeably. History of U and V.
Something similar happens with the letters I and J, at least in the first volume of Samuel Johnson's Dictionary of the English Language, 1756, where, for example, you'll find consecutive entries for jam, iambic, and jangle, and later for jasmine, jasper, iatroleptic, and javel. It isn't that Johnson thinks that I and J are identical or indistinguishable. His introduction to the letter I is clear on the relevant distinctions as well as on the combined treatment. I is in English considered both as a vowel and consonant. I vowel has a long sound, as fine, vine, which is usually marked by an E final, and a short sound, as fin, thin. J consonant has invariably the same sound with that of G in giant, as jade. The second volume of Johnson's dictionary offers a similar treatment of U and V, with voward immediately preceding ubity, and udder immediately preceding veal, for example. Here is Johnson's discussion of U and V. V has two powers, expressed in modern English by two characters, V consonant and U vowel. U, the vowel, has two sounds, one clear, expressed at other rhymes by EU, as obtuse, the other close, and approaching to the Italian U, or English O, as obtun. V, the consonant, has a sound in English, uniform. It is never mute.
As the other answers mention, the B in your example is just a V with ascender because it's the first letter in the word. But, confusing B and V is an easy mistake to make, especially for people whose first language is Spanish, because in Spanish B and V are both pronounced like the English B. The mix-up of B and V also happened in other Romance languages and is called betacism.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.